On January 17, 2014, Mr. Woods' Facing History and Ourselves class embarked on a life-changing journey. Early that morning, they set out for the Museum of Jewish Heritage, a living memory to the Holocaust. This trip was a culmination of the entire course, which focuses on learning acceptance, promoting upstanders, encouraging community activism, and denouncing racism and bigotry. After teaching his students these valuable lessons, they learn about the history of genocide and the Holocaust, with the goal of spreading awareness about these issues and tragedies. Woods' students were able to view not only the beautiful city of New York, but various wildlife near the museum. The trip was funded by Target and also by IMTT. This particular Holocaust Museum of Jewish Heritage, located in New York City, was built in 1997. Students were able to view many exhibits with the help of tour guides.
Any questions that you have? Okay, feel free to ask any questions that you want.
As an added bonus, Mr. Woods' students had the opportunity not only to visit a very enriching museum, they were able to meet Sammy Stigman, their tour guide, who is not only a child of Holocaust survivors, but a survivor himself. Even now, he feels physical pain from the experiments the Nazis did on his body. Doctors are still unable to figure out what's wrong.
I wanted to remember something. It's important. Okay. Two things I wanted to remember. Not every victim was a Jew. Every Jew was a victim. And one other, there are many other things that I can teach you, but one other thing is never act like a victim. Okay? And I will explain to you this one. What happened is, I was always an optimist. I always saw the glass half full, never half empty. Even my mother was surprised, how come? Where did I take that optimism from? And I could not explain it except to say, that's me, but doesn't mean anything. Have you heard of Make-A-Wish Foundation? Yes. I volunteer for Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I met, a boy. And he brought me a book. And a simple item can change your perspective in life. Okay? You never know what the difference will be. He came here to visit his heroes, the firefighters after 9/11, and I, with a different organization, showed him around the city. That was in 2003. In 2004, he visited me again and brought me this book. This is the boy. Okay, in the bottom, November 20, 2004, the date that he was completely cured. And what does it say? Something like this. with everything that I went through in life, and I went through in life, I have never felt like a victim. And I'll give you an example, okay? All right? The other thing is that what I want you to learn is forgive, but don't forget. By forgiving others, you forgive yourselves also. Remember that. Forgive yourself, okay? Forget about it. Okay, go on. Okay. You wanted
On that
something?
day, Mr. Woods' students learned a real history lesson from a true primary source.
Okay.
At the end
You
of the
wanted
day,
something?
students were interviewed about their experience at the museum.
I was meeting Holocaust survivor.
Oh, that was actually pretty intense. I didn't even know there were any in New York City, to be honest.
What was some of the new things that you learned?
Basically, like the traditions, the weddings, the way the pronunciations in Hebrew. We learned a lot about like the life that they had to go through and the conditions that they had to live in and all the fear they had in their heart through the experience.
How was it meeting the actual Holocaust survivor?
I was very empowering because his point of view from everything is completely different. So it gives you a whole new look on life.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part, it was between meeting the survivor and the ending, because the first floor was Nazi life before the Holocaust. It was a dark room. The second floor, Nazi life during the Holocaust, a darker room. Third was Nazi life after the Holocaust, and it was a bright lit up room. Thought it was a cool connection.
That's great. All right, thank you. How was meeting an actual Holocaust survivor?
Honestly, it was pretty intense because the way like his outlook on life, he smiles, he's happy, he's forgiving, he's kind-hearted, regardless of how many people he lost and what he's been through. So it makes you more grateful for what you have instead of thinking of what you want.
And what was your favorite part of the tour?
My favorite part was there was a framed dress of a girl that moved to America, and they gave her just cloth, and she made it all herself, and she created a bag and sewed it together, and she had nothing but that.
Wow, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to me. What was your favorite part?
I can't pick just one thing. Like, the whole tour was beautiful, and I'm never gonna forget any of it.
Well, it sounds like you enjoyed your time. Well,
I did.
Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
However, the most important lesson the students learned about the victims of the Holocaust was that they had homes and lives, they had families and friends, they had names.